take your cups, wrappers, and cans to the trash, or that ornery old Roscoe might just go off the deep end, and there is no telling what that cantankerous devil might do. Now, I do hate to brag, but down here at the Benson family farm, we are now officially walking in high cotton because we have finally demolished that unsightly outhouse down there by the cornfield, and we now have 2 indoor restrooms, one for the boys and one for the girls. And the girls' restroom has 2 lockable stalls. So ladies, please don't lock that main door. Even if you do see Dixie Rain rampaging in Georgia, about to pitch one of her notorious fits. And you fellas, you have what we call down here in Texas a one-holer. So you best be sure to lock that door behind you, okay? Now, if any of you fine folks need to use the outhouse, the restrooms during the show, please leave out the same door you entered through from the lobby, and that'll take you right to them. Now, don't you go out them double doors on your left, because that'll take you right out to the bushes, and we haven't had to use those since we first built the old outhouse. Now, down here on the farm, Lily Rose makes sure we recycle, reuse, and repurpose most everything. So if you don't want to take your playbill home with you, just drop it in one of them boxes by the exits as you leave, and we'll recycle it for you. Of course, if you want to keep your playbill as a keepsake from your visit here to the Benson family farm in our neck of the woods, then you go right on ahead and keep it with our blessings. Now, I know some of you may want to say howdy to these fine actors after the show, and all you got to do is exit through the lobby, and they'll be waiting there looking forward to seeing you. Okay, everybody, it's almost time for us to eavesdrop on them sisters and their little shenanigans today. But before we do, I need to ask you all to silence your cell phones and refrain from texting during the show. I hear tell that cell phones going off during a show really infuriates Aunt Benny, and she'll give you one of the worst glaring stink eyes of your life. We sure do appreciate y'all coming out and supporting arts here today. And now it's time for you to sit back and put on your raincoats, because I hear tell that the goings on today is going to cause the manure to hit the fan, or as Vincent always says, the dung to be flung. We certainly hope you enjoy. So long, Roscoe.
Well, Big Daddy, yesterday was the day you always wanted to live to see. Oh, how I wish you'd have been there to walk me down that aisle. Yep, you'd have been proud of me, all right. After 19 years of misery, the past 3 of which has been an absolute nightmare, I was finally able to claim my new life as I marched down that aisle all by myself. Oh, yeah, your heart would have busted right out of your chest with pride to see me with my head held high, basking in the jubilation of the moment, as I elegantly glided down the aisle of Weatherby's funeral home to bury that low-down, dirty dog. Oh, Big Daddy, today is going to be a dream come true, because I am going to run away and elope with my high school sweetheart, the man you said I ought to have married in the first place. Of course, you waited until you were on your deathbed to say it, but I do try not to hold a grudge for too long. I sure wish you were here to give me away again to the right man this time. Then I could start my new life with the 2 men I love the most on this earth, my grandfather and my Vincent.
You better make sure Big Daddy knows I'm the reason you're so happy today.
Oh, sugar, he knows. Because today's the day I've been waiting for since my senior year in high school. And now that I'm finally free of Roscoe, that cantankerous old devil, I can marry you and spend the rest of my life filled with the same happiness I feel today.
Well, I'm sorry, baby, but I don't think I can marry you after all.
What? What do you mean you can't marry me?
Not with Roscoe's wedding ring still on your finger, I can't.
Oh, good heavens. I totally forgot to take it off after everybody left last night. Dang it, now it won't budge.
Well, it looks to me like you would rather wear Roscoe's wedding ring than my 3-carat diamond.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. There.
Now, that is where it should always be.
I'm gonna cling to this. I mean, to you, for the rest of my life.
Well, speaking of clinging to life, I've never seen anyone cling to life like Roscoe did after that farming accident put him in that coma 3 years ago. It was like he was fighting the devil not to go to hell.
Oh, honey, that was no accident.
What do you mean it was no accident? The police report said it was a farming mishap.
It wasn't an accident or a mishap.
What was it then if it wasn't an accident?
I'd have to classify it as an act of sheer idiotic lunacy.
Well, baby, now that we are getting married this afternoon and Roscoe's passed on, don't you think it's time that I know the details of what really happened that night? After all, you never would tell me before.
That's because you're not going to believe it.
Sure I will. You promised me you would tell me after he was, as you put it, dead, buried, and gone. You sure you didn't try to kill the man, did you?
Well,
Please tell me you didn't try to kill him.
okay, I didn't try to kill him.
Really?
Yes, really.
You're not making it very easy to believe.
Okay, I'll tell you. That evening, as soon as Roscoe got back to the house after being on his beloved tractor all day, he pops in a DVD of Titanic and makes me sit and watch it with him for the umpteenth time.
Titanic? Seriously?
Sugar, I've never seen anybody love a movie like Roscoe loved Titanic. But for some bizarre reason, when the part came where old Rose walks out onto the deck of that research ship to toss that priceless diamond into the ocean, it was all over for him.
You mean he turned it off?
No, Lord, no! Even if that cheapskate hated a movie, he'd watch the whole blasted thing. He always said, I paid an arm and a leg for it. I'm going to squeeze every penny I can out of it.
So then what happened?
He totally lost it.
You don't mean he cried, do you?
Yes, Lord. There sat Roscoe in his flea market lazy boy, a half-empty bottle of wild turkey in one hand and the clicker in the other, with tears streaming down his face. But not because so many people drowned or froze to death in that icy water. Oh, hell no. He was livid because Rose threw that priceless diamond necklace into the ocean. Again.
Again?
Yes, again. You know, I really think he thought maybe this time she wouldn't do it. Maybe the movie had some sort of alternate ending the director made just for him. Well, anyway, it was right at that exact moment when the necklace hit the water that he gets this brilliant idea not to go to bed like any normal blind drunk farmer would, but instead he jumps out of his lazy boy, staggers outside into the pitch darkness of midnight, and climbs up on top of the combine to do his best Leonardo DiCaprio imitation.
Seriously?
Seriously. And then he stretches out his arms and he screams at the top of his lungs, I'm king of the world! And then that drunken fool did a 2.5 gainer right into the cornfield.
Well, landing on your head like that will put anybody into a coma. I can see common sense wasn't his superpower.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Oh, I hope I never have to watch Titanic again as long as I live.
Oh, you'll never have to watch that movie ever again. All you have to concern yourself with is our elopement today and our future together.
That is a wonderful thought. But I still need to figure out what to do with Roscoe's 716 acres of prime farmland that everybody knows he destroyed because he didn't watch out for that nasty corn fungus that did blow to your ear rot. Even after everybody warned him it was spreading like wildfire, I sure don't want this farm. I can't imagine anybody else holding it in the shape it's in.
Oh, you tried your best to keep this farm going for the past 3 years, and you don't have to make any decisions right now because we're running off to get married today, and I'm king of the world!
Let go of me, you big goober.
Oh, I'm never letting go of you. You're all mine now, and I'm king of the world!
If you don't let me go and stop saying that, I'm going to put you up on top of Roscoe's combine, see how your 2.5 gainer measures up against his.
Oh, you know I'd win.
Yes, I'm sure you would. Oh, God, give me strength!
Wow, what's wrong?
Certain annihilation is all. Dixie Rain's car's coming up the driveway.
Holy crap. I thought for sure she would give us a few days rest after the funeral yesterday. Not to mention barging in, nearly taking over Roscoe's care.
That's when she started lying to everybody, telling them she was a real nurse. Oh, it drives me crazy the way she thrives on meddling in everything and being the center of the storm.
Yes, and we should stop calling her Dixie Rain and calling her exactly what she is. Southern Storm. Ugh, I swear she brings trouble with her everywhere she goes. It's like the angel of darkness as her constant companion. Maybe she didn't see us. We should just act like we're not here until she goes away.
She'd just break the door down and come on in.
She does act like she owns the place.
And you better watch yourself and not call her Southern Storm to her face. She will slap you so hard every ancestor buried back in the motherland will feel it.
Don't worry. I won't make that mistake.
Oh, my Lord. You need to get in there and wake up Roscoe's Aunt Benny.
Oh, we really shouldn't disturb Aunt Benny. She needs all the rest she can get.
You have to. She's the only one who has a calming influence on that crazy sister of mine now that Roscoe's gone. Now go on and get her up before Dixie Rain charges through that front door.
I really think we should not bother Aunt Benny. After all, she's worn completely out after the funeral yesterday. Not to mention breaking her back, helping you take care of Roscoe these past 3 years. I think we should just suck it up, tell Southern Storm everything, and leave Aunt Benny alone.
Everything? Are you slapped out of your mind? We can't tell her everything. You know she will blow the entire situation out of proportion like she always does.
The things I do to keep this family together.
And please, for my sake, stop referring to Dixie Rain as Southern Storm. There will be hell to pay if you slip up and call her that to her face.
You know I'm smarter than that. I'm a neurosurgeon, for God's sake. But you have to admit, Southern Storm sure does fit her a lot better than Dixie Rain.
Believe me, I know. I'm the one that's had to deal with her my whole life. To go on, get her up before Dixie Rain walks in.
Fine, I'll go get her up. But you better hope she's in a good mood.
She better be, because Dixie Rain's charging through the yard like she's about to pitch a holy fit.
Just like her to bypass Holy Fit and go straight to conniption.
It don't matter what kind of fit she pitches. This is my wedding day and it's about to go to hell in a handbasket. I'm coming. Just a minute. I'm coming. Well, I'll be. Look what the cat dragged in. Dixie Rain, get yourself in here and give me a hug.
You sure sound awful happy for a woman who just buried her husband yesterday.
I wouldn't say I was happy, really. It's more like a burden has been lifted.
Your husband's dead and a burden's been lifted?
Well, you heard what Father Tyler said. It's such a relief after a suffering man goes on to his eternal reward and the ordeal of the funeral is over.
Did he? Did he indeed? I didn't hear him say that. What has gotten into you? I know what's making you feel so happy. You're hyped up on some of them Zamboni pills, aren't you?
Zamboni pills? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean Xanax?
Xanax, Zamboni, whatever it is you're taking is making you so happy.
I am not taking anything. You know Roscoe was persnickety and hard to live with, especially after he ran this farm into the ground and lost all our money. And yes, I must say, it is a relief now that he is gone and my suffering is over his suffering.
And my suffering has just begun.
What do you mean? Are you sick?
Mind, body, and soul sick. My beloved daughter has crawled back into town under cloak of darkness and texted me. She wants to come over and talk.
Presley Grace finally decided to come home? Oh, sugar, that is wonderful news.
No, it ain't. You know she's hated me from birth.
No, I didn't.
Well, she does. And I bet she deliberately waited to come here the day after her Uncle Roscoe's funeral, trying her best to shock me into an early grave.
That sounds like something you would do, not her.
Where do you think she got it from? She learned from the best. There is nothing more complicated in this world than a Texas mother and her relationship with her daughter.
I'm not sure that's accurate. I've never heard an expert say that.
Expert or not, it's true. And don't you forget when she left here 3 years ago? man. I was shaking in my lacy drawers with worry that she might be pregnant.
You mean like you were with her?
Yes, like I was with her.
But she wasn't.
No, not that she ever told me. But you know that child is as wild as a June bug on a string, so she very well could have been.
Dixie Rain, how can you say something so ugly about your own daughter? See, there goes your mind again, spinning out of control and weaving a web of crazy.
I know my daughter. And I'm sure she's coming home to load me down with some horrific news. Or maybe she's just plain old looking for a fight.
Why would she be looking for a fight?
I don't know, but Lord have mercy, I hope she ain't pregnant again.
Again? You don't know if she was pregnant the first time. Lord have mercy. If good sense was leather, you wouldn't have enough to saddle a dragonfly.
Well, sister, you can just kiss my possum and grits. But just in case she is coming home knocked up without a husband or a pot to piss in, I wanted some backup. So I told her to meet me here at your house this afternoon.
Here at my house? Today?
Of course, I didn't think you'd mind, since you won't have nothing to do all day but grieve over your dead husband. Might cheer you up this year. Not that you need any cheering up with all them Zamboni pills you're taking.
I'm not taking any Zamboni pills.
Well, whatever. Oh, when I invited Bella Sky to come over too.
I'm glad to hear you two are back on speaking terms.
Oh, we are not. I didn't give her the satisfaction of me speaking to her. I texted. Just because we are not talking to each other don't mean we're not sisters anymore.
I'm surprised you didn't ask your best friend Savannah Sue to come, since she's been your partner in crime ever since y'all met in the 4th grade.
I did. In fact, I asked her before I asked that irritating woman child, Bella Sky.
When should we be expecting her?
Who?
Savannah Sue.
Girl, keep up. She can't come. She's got to go to that fat Italian man's funeral.
Why are you so hateful? Lorenzo was an influential businessman here in our town for many years. A true pillar of the community.
You can fit the entire community on that pillar.
Dixie Rain, show some respect.
I did show him some respect. When we were at the funeral home yesterday for Roscoe, I stopped by the room where he was laid out and signed his guest book.
Well, that was mighty nice of you.
You know he did. He'd turn over in his grave, and I didn't show respect for the dead. Lord have mercy! I have never seen such a huge coffin in my whole life. It must have been 2 coffins welded together, or at least a coffin and a half. That thing was enormous.
Dixie Rain, stop.
Well, I didn't know they made coffins so dang big. Thought they were all one size fits all, you know. Just shove the bigger ones deeper down inside of them.
Zamboni pills right about now.
But you know what? Sure, I'm gonna miss that man.
That is such a nice thing for you to say.
Well, I am gonna miss him. He sure could make some good pizza. Oh, hey, maybe we can order it for Presley Grace. She always did love Lorenzo's Pizzeria. It might take the edge off of her visit today.
Don't you realize the pizzeria will be closed today for the funeral? It may not even reopen without Lorenzo.
Yeah, it's too bad. Well, they would be closed today, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that should be pretty obvious even for you. What about Presley Grace? When will she be here?
I have no idea. I sure hope it's not until after Bella Sky gets here. Oh, hey, where's Aunt Vinny? Maybe she could lend a helping hand with Presley Grace.
Girl, she doesn't even know Presley Grace. You know, we only met Aunt Vinny 3 years ago after Roscoe's accident, and she was kind enough to help us take care of him. She's Roscoe's aunt, not ours. Presley Grace never even met her.
Duh! Exactly, don't you see? With Aunt Vinny here, Presley Grace will be under the gun. Her Texas raisin would kick in and make her put on her best behavior in front of a stranger.
Dixie Rain, you need some professional help.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time.
Well, for heaven's
storm approaching from the south.
In the South, usually where a southern storm approaches from.
Look who put on her smarty pants this morning. We sure could use some rain out here on the farm.
Yes, we sure could.
Oh, lousy, it's been so dry in my trailer park. The trees are bribing the dogs to pee on them.
Don't you just have a lovely sense of humor?
I don't think there's a storm a-coming at all. There is not a cloud in the sky. I think what you caught a glimpse of is dust from some sort of vehicle coming up the driveway.
Oh, it can't be Presley Grace. Oh, no. Oh, no, Presley Grace. It can't be
Presley Grace?
I don't know.
Yes, she's back in town, and
I know.
Dixie Rain has invited her and Bella Sky to come over here this afternoon.
I told you there would be trouble in our wake. Now, Southern Storm, Lily Rose. Lily Rose. Don't forget that we have that very important appointment this afternoon.
Oh, what appointment?
Believe you me, I have not forgotten about our appointment.
Oh, what appointment?
I can't tell who that is. Can you, Aunt Danny?
What appointment?
Not yet, but it's one of those expensive doolies, and they sure are making a political statement with that Matthews for Governor's flags flying everywhere. And good Lord, that future purple paint job, this is ugly as home ain't seeing.
Let me see. Thank God, it's just Bella Sky, flaunting all her money in her fancy new pickup truck, begging folks to vote for her husband for governor. Oh, Lord, my eyeballs are floating. I'll be back in just a minute.
Well, my girl's all kinked up, but at least we got a reprieve from Southern Storm.
Only for a minute. I need to get outside and let Bella Sky in on what's going on.
All right, you go on and I'll hold down the fort in here.
You're such a good woman, Aunt Benny.
Go on and get out of here. You're really going to owe me for this one.
I'll pay you off in Zamboni bills.
Say what?
I'll explain later.
Aunt Benny, are you getting married?
Well, yes, I am getting married.
That must be what that very important appointment was you were talking about a few minutes ago.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
We're gonna have a wedding in the family. Look at that. Oh, goodness gracious, you are so beautiful. Oh, you should have told us when the whole family would have thrown you a beautiful wedding.
Well, that's what I was afraid of. I mean, I didn't want to inconvenience anybody with my nephew Roscoe being sick and all.
You were gonna make a beautiful bride. Honey, I'm so happy for you. Now, Aunt Benny, you better tell me the truth. This won't be a shotgun wedding, will it?
Have mercy, no. My inner child's been playing with matches for a long time now.
What are you talking about?
Menopause, honey. Hot flashes. You can't have a shotgun wedding when your inner child's done set fire to the inside of your body.
You are so right. Well, I sure hope you found you a good man.
Well, I would be getting married if I hadn't.
Oh, I'm gonna give you the same advice Big Daddy gave me when I got old enough to get married.
Well, I reckon I can take all the advice I can suffer through.
Say what?
Oh, nothing, child. It's just something my mama used to say when folks offered her advice.
Oh, righty then. Well, luckily, I never did have to use Big Daddy's advice since I never did get married. But he told me, if another woman ever steals your man, there's no better revenge in this world than letting her keep the bastard.
Oh, Big Daddy, he certainly was a clever man.
Dang it! You got me so excited about your news and your wedding. I got to go pee again.
Come on, get in here before Dixie Rain gives Aunt Benny a stroke. Where is she, Aunt Benny?
In the bathroom.
Still?
No, again.
Good. Her nervous bladder strikes again.
How? You need to wax your upper lip, Aunt
Now, I need to get in a good position so I can get the first word in. Oh, that'll really boil her gizzard.
In the mood she's in, you might want to give her the first word. If you don't, you won't ever hear the end of it.
No, she'll just give me the silent treatment all over again for another 4.5 months. That would make me happier than getting into a compromising position with Patrick Dempsey.
Who?
Oh, Patrick Dempsey. You know, Dr. McDreamy from that TV show Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, does everyone in this family live in a fantasy world?
We have to, sugar. It's the only thing that keeps us from killing each other over the misery of our existence. Oh, now hush, I think I hear her coming. Dixie Rain, I was so happy to get your text today, and I want you to know I am standing by you, sister. Oh, honey, look at you. I believe you have lost 30 pounds or more since I saw you last.
The last time you saw me was yesterday. No, I hadn't lost any weight. Just not as fat as you keep telling everybody I am. God bless it, you had to get the first word in, didn't you? Well, just you remember, I communicated first. I texted you.
You know that don't count. It's not really talking. And besides, I made it perfectly clear to you yesterday at Roscoe's funeral that I was ready to let bygones be bygones.
You did not.
Oh, yes, I did.
When?
When I had the golden opportunity to shove you into Roscoe's open grave and I didn't do it.
Well, I never.
Oh, yes, he did. Denial will get you nowhere, sister.
You little she-devil.
Oh, lady, no, please, as the matriarch, as the matriarch of the family, I think it's time that y'all come together as true sisters to help each other out with the problems that might arise this afternoon.
Yes, Aunt Benny is right. Y'all need to kiss and make up so we can get ready for Presley Grace's arrival.
Oh, I will. If she will.
Sure. She can behave herself and act like a decent human being for once.
Oh, good. Now, we got too much going on this afternoon for all this fussing. It's all settled then. Well, why don't we go take a seat?
How long is this going to take? I can't be late for the Matthews for Governor barbecue fundraiser this afternoon. Oh, Aunt Vinny. Well, look at you. What a pretty veil. Are you getting married?
Of course she's getting married. You cared enough to keep up with family business. You'd have known long before now.
Oh, don't worry, child. She just found out about it a few minutes ago.
Well, that may be true, but I still found out before you did.
Bella Sky, why don't you tell everybody the story you started to tell me outside? I'm sure they'll enjoy hearing all about it.
Which part?
Oh, you know, the motorcycle you saw in town.
Oh, y'all, you should have seen it. There I was, stopped at the red light down by the crossroads. I was wiping the lipstick off my teeth in the sun visor mirror. I just hate it when my lipstick gets all over my teeth, don't you?
Oh, yes. Especially when my disco ruby red lipstick is stuck between my teeth. Yeah, it makes me look like my gums are bleeding.
Please let her finish her story.
Oh, I'm sorry, child. Go on with your little motorcycle story.
Anyway, all of a sudden I heard this thunderous noise coming down the road at me. Well, it startled me so bad, I slammed the sun visor mirror up too fast, so I could see what was happening. I nearly broke that vanity mirror into tiny little pieces.
The mirror was probably sick of reflecting your hideous face and was trying to commit suicide.
You are just jealous of my natural beauty. At any rate, there it was, a USB coming straight at me, not slowing down one iota.
Don't you mean SUV?
No, I mean a USB, an unidentified speedy vehicle.
All the crazy stuff you come up with.
Well, let me tell you, it scared me half to death because the sun was shining right in my eyes and I couldn't see what in the world was hurling itself down the road at me, getting closer and closer, showing no signs of slowing down.
Does this story have a point?
Of course it does. Well, when it finally slowed down enough for me to focus my eyes on it, it looked like a spaceship from Mars.
Like you've ever seen one of those.
You hush. Well, then I thought that was just crazy because spaceships fly and they wouldn't need to use our state highways.
That's not the only thing that's crazy.
Will you stop interrupting me, please? Well, then I thought it must be one of those speeders from one of those Star Wars movies. You know, one of them hovering machines that Luke Skywalker flew around in.
What is it with your family and movies?
Well, it screeched to a stop right across from me at the light. And guess what?
Oh, let me guess. It was an unidentified speeding vehicle.
Not after it stopped, it wasn't.
Smart Alec. Then it must have been a motorcycle from outer space.
No! It was an ordinary motorcycle from Earth. Well, no, there was nothing ordinary about it. It was a Liberator, a 1942 Harley Davidson WLA military bike.
There is no way. You're proving there's a reason why your initials are BS. Y'all really want to listen to any more of her BS? Dang it, I'm gonna go again. Oh.
There she goes again.
Didn't Dolly Parton write that song?
Oh, no, sugar. That was Here You Come Again. Lily Rose, don't you get it? The bike, it was just like the one Big Daddy drove during the war, complete with a sidecar and the ammo box still attached to the front fender. Oh, don't you remember the photo of him straddling that bike?
Of course I do. I love that photo so much I had it blown up and put in this picture frame. Big Daddy looks so masculine and heroic astride of that bike, pointing that rifle across the
He
handlebars.
sure does.
Oh, he looks like he could capture the entire German army single-handedly.
And he probably would have if he'd been given half a chance. Oh, I sure do miss him.
I do too. He was a wonderful man, and we were lucky to have had him as our grandfather, especially when he took us in and raised us after Mom and Dad were so tragically taken by the Lord.
Mom and Dad were not tragically taken by the Lord. They left us to go join that cult and live with that TV preacher down at the Sunny
Hush your mouth. You know that is not the truth that we agreed to tell. That slander can never be spoken in public with my husband running for governor. Oh, his political viability would plummet in the entire state if that fiction were ever brought to light.
What fiction brought to light?
that Mom and Dad ran off and joined the cult at the Sunny Bottom News Colony.
That is a scandalous lie, and it is not the little white lie that we decided on.
But that is exactly what happened.
No, it wasn't. You all act like it was some sort of shameful affair, but it really wasn't.
You are a little out of touch with reality. What exactly are you expecting from us?
The truth, of course.
What truth?
That Mom and Dad were devout believers in the glorious natural splendor of the earth and all of its majestic glory.
They believed in the majestic glory of the Sunny Bottom Nudist Colony.
They were environmentalists who believed so strongly in the natural environment that they named all of us after the cycle of life. You, Dixie Rain, were named for the single most important element of this Earth's existence, water. Without clean, pure water, this planet would cease to exist. And I, Bella Sky, was named for the glorious sun-drenched firmament that covers the landscape with warmth and nourishes the soil so that Mother Earth could bring forth her lovely flowers that Lily Rose is named after.
You're proving once again why your initials are BS.
Our parents believed in the God-given beauty of the unfettered natural world.
Unfettered, like a naked newborn baby.
So, of course, they devoted their lives to work and live at the Abbey of Everlasting Bareness with their like-minded brothers and sisters.
Bunch of weirdos.
They proclaimed victory over greed and donated the very clothes off their back to anyone in need and proudly wore their smiles.
And nothing else.
And nothing else.
All right, choices your mom and dad made, or that they lived in the sunny bottom nudist colony, that Big Daddy was the best grandfather that ever existed.
Oh my! I just love this photo! Big Daddy was a good-looking hunk of humanity. I sure loved riding in that sidecar with him.
Didn't we all? I sure wish he could have kept it. It was such a sad day when he had to sell it to take care of the three of us. I'd give anything in this world to have that motorcycle back.
You always did love that bike more than the rest of us. Big Daddy was the best grandfather we could have ever had.
He sure was.
It's so nice to see you ladies finally agreeing on something.
I think Big Daddy's the only thing we'll ever agree on. So who was riding that bike? Anyone we know?
Well, I don't think it was anyone you would know, that's for sure.
You are just trying to tick me off, and it's not gonna work. Got too much else to worry about today.
Do you really want to know who it was?
I know I do.
It was two lesbians and a gay guy.
Walk into a bar. I've heard that bigoted old joke before, and it wasn't funny then, and it won't be funny now. You're just trying to be a comedian and failing miserably.
No, I'm serious. It's not a joke. The two lesbians were riding on the bike, and the gay guy was riding in the sidecar.
Gay! You are so quick to judge people.
I'm quick to judge people.
Yes.
Aren't you the pot calling the kettle black?
I am not judgmental. I have a gift. I can just look at people and see what they are.
Well, I guess that makes you rear-sighted since you're such an ass.
Oh,
Bell Scott! What makes you think they were gay?
Well, duh, because the two lesbians were riding on the bike, and the gay guy was riding in the sidecar.
Is she serious?
Are you serious, Bell Scott?
Absolutely. You all know there is no way a straight Texas macho man would ever be caught dead riding in the sidecar with two women driving the motorcycle. Unless, number one, he was gay. Number two, he was too old and weak to handle it. Number three, he was just plain crazy. Or number four, he was a priest.
I hate to say it, but she's got a good point there. Dang it, I gotta go again.
Lord, child, you need to go see a doctor about that bladder of yours.
I can't help it when I get nervous. I gotta go.
A woman's gotta go and a woman's gotta go. What incarnation is that? It's just Presley Grace arriving with all your grandchildren.
Grandchildren? How many of them are there?
None. She's only kidding. It's not even Presley Grace.
BS. You're never been as funny as you think you are.
Oh, yes, I am. Well, as Dixie Rain said, what incarnation is it?
It's two lesbians riding a bike and a gay guy riding a
Oh, now look who's trying to be funny.
Is that,
Yeah, that's a 1942 Harley Davidson WLA military bike.
It can't be.
It can't be what?
a 1942 Harley Davidson WLA military bike?
It can't be, but it is.
What are they doing parked at the end of my driveway? Just what did you do to piss them off enough to follow you here?
You do anything? Oh, I was looking at the bike though. Maybe they thought I was staring at them.
Gawking at is more like it.
Aunt Benny, you are not helping.
I wasn't gawking at anyone. I never gawk. I am the future First Lady of Texas. I have too much class to gawk. I don't know why they're here.
Oh, well, I reckon that means we'll know what you did soon enough.
I didn't do anything.
The two lesbians are helping the gay guy out the sidecar.
Thanks for the update, CNN.
What? You don't think one of them women could be Presley Grace, do you?
Is Presley Grace here already?
Oh, no, child. It's just those motorcycle people. Now, why don't you go out to the kitchen, get some of that food out the fridge that people brought for Roscoe's wake yesterday? I bet your doll will be hungry when she finally gets here.
I wish I could, Aunt Penny, but I'm so nervous. I gotta go take a look in.
Good Lord. You ought to give her one of Roscoe's adult diapers. Maybe she didn't have to run back and forth to the bathroom all the time. She could settle down some.
Dixie Rain was right. You really aren't as funny as you think you are.
Of course I am.
Now those folks, that looks like they're just standing around talking. I think I might go excuse myself for a minute.
Oh no, you can't leave now.
Well, I have to go adjust my girdle. It's so twisted it feels like a tornado has hit my nether regions.
You might want to go on and take off your wedding veil while you're at it.
Oh, have mercy. I forgot I had it on.
It does make you feel real pretty, don't it?
Oh,
You best hurry back. If that is Presley Grace out there, Aunt Benny is supposed to be the stranger who calms the savage beast.
oh, don't worry, it won't take long. I'll be back in a flash.
What's going on out there? Are they coming in or what?
They're just talking, trying to figure out the best way to torture Bella Sky for gawking at him at the crossroads.
I wasn't gawking at him. Hey, sis. Lily Rose said she would be happy to give you one of Roscoe's adult diapers so you don't have to run back and forth to the bathroom all the time.
I most certainly did not. Dixie Rain, you know I did not say that.
Oh, sugar, I'm sure it was all her idea. Wait, who is that? It looks like...
Two lesbians riding on a bike and a gay guy riding beside them.
Oh,
No, it's the people who are going to beat up Bella Sky for gawking at him.
no!
Stop saying that. I wasn't gawking at him.
Shut up, you two! Now, y'all look right there at that girl that, you see the one that just pulled her helmet off? Oh my soul! That couldn't be my Presley Grace, could it be?
It's worse than you thought.
Oh,
Presley Grace may or may not be a lesbian, but if that's her, she's definitely a motorcycle mama.
no! I raised her better than that!
What's going on? Are you all right?
Why did I teach that child how to ride a motorcycle?
Because it's a family tradition. Big Daddy taught all of us how to ride back in the day.
She can't be a lesbian. I named her after the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley.
Well, Presley is actually more of a boy's name, don't you think?
Girl, you are not helping.
It's a bisexual name. It can go either way.
Well, that explains a lot.
For heaven's sake, stop flapping your lips. Sugar, I think what you mean is that Presley is a gender-neutral name.
Oh, your daughter's a lesbian?
My daughter's a lesbian. I reckon God made her that way.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a part of who she is.
Well, let's look on the bright side. If she is gay, we don't have to worry about her being pregnant anymore.
Oh, you